Well, hello there, darlings. Hello, hello. Thank you for all the lovely, lovely, beautiful comments on recent Empress Club and spiritual development or twin flame readings. Just want to thank you guys. So much love. I just overwhelmed by that. Thank you. It's kind of a hard segue. So today we're going to talk about anger. Really what I want to talk about today is feelings and how they are a roadmap for you. And using that to your benefit, using that to move forward in where you are and seeing the emotions that come up for you as things being healed. Let them come up. We're going into the Scorpio full moon period here, and I have had rage show up. And that is a very foreign emotion for my grown-up self. As a girl, as a young girl, the rage in me was so loud. I remember lots of slam doors. I remember lots of rage. And when you're a kid, sometimes you don't have the capability of, labeling it or understanding where it's coming from or why it's anger or why anger. And anger for me as a Libra rising, right? Justice, Gemini, Moon, Aquarius, Venus, very air driven. It's very much about fairness. That is a huge trigger for me. When things are unfair, I have rage about it. And there is it all mixed up in other kinds of feelings of unworthiness and other stuff. And so I'm saying this to you because I feel like right now with the Scorpio full moon coming in, you're going to, if you're really affected by this, if this is something on your spiritual journey, it's sort of like, bring it. That's how I feel right now. I'm like, bring it. Because when you keep rage inside you, it turns into depression, right? When you bottle up emotions, it can turn into illness. It can turn into all kinds of things. It's like a bullet ricocheting around inside of you. It can get a lot of stuff. You can get a lot of damage, sustain a lot of damage, physical damage, illness, sickness, if you don't allow feelings to come out. If you don't allow things to come out, if you keep shoving down and shoving down and shoving down, the energy has to go somewhere. Okay? And sometimes when you have rage or when you have those things coalescing in that white hot fury, you can inadvertently hurt people who are sort of innocent bystanders, okay? And that can be a real thing, right? And so constructive, I don't want you to keep any emotions in. I want you to expel them, be grateful for them. Thank you for that lesson. Thank you for showing me that it's really inner child work. It's really about the self-worth stuff. It's really about healing that anger, that hurt little girl or that hurt little boy who is feeling that they've been treated unfairly. So let's talk about soul lessons again today. I just wanted to say that because if you're going through this Scorpio moon, you might have all kinds of unexpected emotions come rushing to the surface. And as a grown-up, as an adult, you have the capability of allowing them to be vented, the frustration, the anger, the embarrassment, the shame, the fear, the anger, whatever it is, okay? You have the capability of doing that without hurting other people, without hurting yourself, without hurting yourself. That's where cutting comes from. That's where bulimia comes from, eating disorders, turning it back on yourself. And that is the last person that needs to take it again and again and again. And when you get to rage, when you get to anger and really true white hot rage, congratulations. You know why? Because that is that inner part of you going, not fair. I deserve better. So get to anger about if you've been treated badly, if, you know, the situation is not what you would like it to be, or not in keeping with who you are, an amazing human being, someone who's on a spiritual path, someone's here for a spiritual reason. We are all here for a reason. And how dare they? How dare they? How dare anyone? And most of the time it is a little bit about like, how did I let it, I chose it, right? Taking responsibility, taking accountability, but don't punish yourself. Don't start acting like a victim, or don't start acting like, you know, I'm the one that did it to myself and I'm awful. No. Acknowledge it. Yep. I chose it. This is a soul lesson for me. Thank you. I choose not to hurt myself anymore. I choose not to choose these experiences that result in hurt or rejection or shame or whatever it is, okay? I choose not to do it anymore. I'm choosing me. Choose yourself first. Choose yourself first. Put your mask on first. You can't help your children. You can't help your parents. You can't help other loved ones if you are constantly, you know, being in these situations that suck your energy. You're here. You know, my job is to say, hey, you're here for a reason. You're here to be a leader in spiritual development for other people. You're here to hold the torch. You can't do that if you're constantly under attack, or this is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer stuff. Get mad. Stay there. And in a constructive way. In a constructive way. Don't hurt yourself. Be in the place of like, I deserve better. A knowing of, this isn't for me. A knowing. And when you act out of that energy, you're not lashing out at anybody. You're not telling them to fuck off. You're not telling people to do that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Queen of Swords. You just know. Be the chick who knows she's going to get everything she wants. Be the guy who knows they're going to get everything they want, because that's who you are. It's really not much more than that. And all this other stuff, all these other experiences that are being brought to the forefront for you, being brought right to you, what are they reflecting to you? And when you don't align with them anymore, when you're not in that same, you're not bringing to you rejection, you're not bringing to you people who, you know, refuse to love, or people who refuse to choose you, refuse to be, you know, in a relationship, you're you know, just say no. Thank you. Thank you. I do have 2 or 3 people in my life that I want to tell them. If you're watching, fucking great teacher. Great teachers. Really high level, powerful teachers. Thank you. Never going that way again. Thank you. That's their job in my life. That's their job in your life. So let's talk about the soul lessons. The white hot rage is the thing today for me that is showing its face about things. The rage, the unfairness. I'm just going to let it come out. I'm going to let it come out in a way that is healthy for me. I'm not going to blame anybody. Not going to do anything. Not going to blame me either. Just know that it's there. Acknowledge it. Feel the pain of it. Embrace it. Embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. Journal about it. Why is this here? Why is this emotion being shown to me? Why do I feel this way? Very important stuff. Page of Pentacles. I feel like there's something here about little children, inner child. There's a lot there that we're talking about here. Eight of Swords, Hanged Man, Knight of Pentacles, what's coming at you? Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles, King of Wands, Tower. You want to see that? Yes. Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I got you. I got you, babe. Hierophant, Death. Okay, so underneath, I feel like this is about a transition of relationship, a death of an old way of doing relationship and a bringing in of a new way. Absolute death. Death of an old way. I feel like this is where we've been. Eight of Swords, Hanged Man. Both are in the same boat here. Both are doing the same thing. And when neither one of you can sort of see beyond it. Okay? But the Hanged Man has enlightenment. Okay? There's enlightenment to it. The opportunity here is to make it real. This Virgo energy here is to bring it from this thinking place, this theoretical, right? The theoretical idea of it. I feel like you're going to get offered love by someone who has kept you in this suspended animation. Somebody who has kept you in this place. And you have kept you in this place, waiting for that person to be different. Waiting for that person to offer something different. Right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result, a different result, is the definition of insanity. The definition. And it's because of childhood stuff. Page of Pentacles, right? It's because of wanting to overcome a childhood hurt or something that was done to you or you experienced as a child that because you're a child had no tools to be able to navigate out of it. You're a kid. I don't think parents, I mean, you guys are parents. I'm not a parent. I'm an auntie. It's great to be an auntie. But I think sometimes parents, and they say this, you know, every parent has flaws and all that. No one's perfect. And you just never know what a kid takes in. You just don't know what they choose to absorb and how it ricochets around them like a bullet. How they make sense of it. And when you're as a little baby, as a little child, you cry and someone comes running and takes care of you. And so that is a very strong cause and effect kind of experience, okay? And you can see yourself as very powerful, you know, in a very powerless kind of way, like I'm this way and that person is giving me this behavior. So I'm acting in a loving way, an open way, and that person is being a douche. That person is being nasty to me, being mean to me, being withholding to me, being a jerk to me, being not loving to me. And so the little child inside you automatically says, well, it must be about what I'm doing. It's not, I promise you. People do what they do out of their own shit, okay? They do what they do out of their own stuff. When you learn to understand that it's not you making anyone treat you a certain way, but it is what you will accept. It is what you will accept, okay? So if they're sending you love and the love looks like what it did as a child, it feels familiar. Sometimes you don't recognize love when you're being offered it because you're taking in those old lessons about I show a loving behavior and I'm getting back nothing. Must be about me. Must be me. Must be that I'm unworthy of it. No. It's just so familiar that you'll accept that that's what you're worth. No. I'm here to tell you, no. 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 The Scorpio death is putting to bed, the purge of this is about putting to bed old ways of being in relationship that were entrenched in you when you were little from your parents. God bless them. You know, they do the best they can, but they don't always do the thing that is what's necessary. I mean, we all are brought up and grow up with lessons that we need to work on as grown-ups. We take things in a way, not our fault. You remember in Good Will Hunting? It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That is such a powerful scene. Here's a little tip. If you ask someone about Good Will Hunting and they say, I don't even know what that movie was about, they're not looking at themselves. They don't understand themselves. They don't see. They don't have that same alignment with it. Good Will Hunting. Watch that movie again. Matt Damon hates himself. He thinks he's worthless. He's brilliant. He's lovable. He's got an edge to him. And Robin Williams, another Robin Williams masterpiece. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Watch that scene. So what's going to be happening is there is going to be Tower. There's going to be an explosion here. There's going to be a rage, an angry explosion. There's going to be something. I feel like someone is moving toward you and they're still giving you breadcrumbs. They're still giving you a little bit, not giving you enough. You want the 3 cups. They're giving you an Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is really, you know, in my view, pretty damn good. 3 of Cups is more, you know, friendship or whatever, and friendship is fine. But you flipped it around in your head. You flipped it around in your head, and you're settling. There's a certain feeling of settling here. So they come back, 6 of Pentacles, ready to go. And you're like, stop. Stop right there. Not one step forward. There's going to be a blowout. If this storyline resonates with you, this is what you're bringing to the table. King of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. That's what you're bringing. Okay? And it is all the feelings that have been stuffed down and stuffed down. The feeling of unworthiness, the feeling of, you know, personally offering you a small token, very small. Remember, we talk about this a lot. Page of Pentacles. It's very small. And you're like, oh no. Nope. Not taking that. 9 of Pentacles. I'm a jewel. You better step up. You better step up, son. There's a certain amount of tired of being taken for granted, tired of being in this space, tired of being, you know, your needs come last. We're not doing that again. It's not going to be like this. You see how these 2 cards are like, there's a guy and then there's 2 people they're serving. This is third party stuff, right? We're not doing that. Nope. Nope. This is you. I expect the very best. I only accept the very best because I am giving from my heart. I am giving legit, grounded love. I am giving that. Not taking this BS anymore. Nope. Nope, we're done here. There's going to be a tower. There's going to be a blowout here. There's anger because this has been hold up for a long time. Tower. justice, balance, fairness. Fairness. I demand fairness. Three of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. We work on it together. Okay, good. But you're bringing your A game. Better bring it. I will settle for nothing less. I will settle for nothing less. There's real rage here. That tower, it's going to come out. And it's going to come out in this cool, cold even, white hot. You got me? Clear, unemotional. I deserve more. You ever notice in The Godfather? Well, my brother's an attorney, so one of the things he said to me is, if you want someone to listen to you, don't raise your voice. If you want someone to listen to you, get quiet. If you watch The Godfather, Michael gets quieter and quieter and quieter. And so when there's a sharpness or an assertion of his voice, it's stunning. Okay? He goes really quiet. And it's like spooky. That's what this is like. I demand justice. I demand justice. I demand fairness. Even give and take. Even give and take. I am not going to allow you to breadcrumb me or give me small things. If that means you go, go. Makes me no never mind. Go. Hear the train? If someone is doing that to you, if you're in a situation, if this is a twin or if this is a soulmate who's teaching you this lesson, the lesson here is to honor yourself. Honor your feelings, honor your love, honor all the things that you are, honor this amazing person that stands right in here. Honor that. Honor that. And don't stand for any of this BS. Somebody breadcrumbing you or whatever. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nope. So I'm going to get a couple of oracle cards here for you. I feel like Michael Corleone today. I really do. I feel like Michael Corleone. I feel it. This is really what the message has come through to me really strongly, that there's a real imbalance here. There's a real like acceptance of, I'll just take what he gives me or what she gives me. I'll just take it. No, we're not doing that anymore. This is about your spiritual development of learning to honor and protect. That's maybe not the right word, but honor and allow that person inside you, that little girl, that little boy, to feel safe. It is safe for you to love. Remember that Romance Angels card? We get that a lot. It is safe for you to love. Safety is different from protection. I have a friend who talks about this a lot. Protection, it comes from fear, right? Protection is a stance like this. Safety is freedom, right? I think Teal Swan talks about this too. Safety is freedom. Safety is freedom. That's a different energy. And that's sort of like Michael knowing. He just knows. He can do whatever he wants. And you then can choose to use your power for good or evil, right? Choose to use your power for love. And the first person that stands in line in front of you is you. So you give you. And then only someone who's in alignment with giving you love will make the grade, will even be aligned with you, will even show up. There's going to be, transformation. Wow. Death energy here. Transformation. Scorpio, full moon. A fresh new way of living emerges. This is a whole new way of being. Transformation. Desert passage. Trust there's a divine plan. Wow, transformation. That's amazing. Valiant courage. Take action with passion. That is courage. I'll talk about that for a second here. Narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. This is when you become the Bilbo Baggins that has the ring and knows. Just there's a knowing. When you come across someone this is a confidence. This is a confidence of being like, and it's not cocky or arrogant or lashing out or nasty to anyone. It's not that. It's just sort of like, I'm not doing that. That doesn't honor me. That doesn't honor the person that what I have to give is precious. And what you're doing is low vibration. We don't match. We don't match. So I want to read the transformation one because that one really hit me between the eyes here. A fresh new way. And I want to talk about courage too. Remember that? Just 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery. You do that, it will change your life. It will bring something amazing will come of it, I promise you. Okay? Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. You are in a time of huge transformation. Old beliefs, ideas, decisions about who you are and what you deserve in life are dropping away, replaced by incredible vitality and new pathways. Soon you'll be experiencing the world in a fresh new way. What the Sacred Traveler wants you to know, that the journey transforms the traveler. Wow, the journey transforms the traveler. When the traveler arrives at the destination, the traveler is no longer the same person who started out. Even if there are some areas that may be murky or unsettled in your life. Oh God, I just want to make sure I was recording this. I'm like, that's happened to me before. Even if there are some areas that are murky or unsettled in your life, don't be concerned. This is the confusion that often appears before the rebirth. Like the phoenix that arises majestically from the ashes, a big change in your life is at hand. Don't hold on to old ways of viewing the world and limited ways of thinking. Be willing to see the world with fresh, new eyes. Changes are afoot, and it's all so very good. Narrow pathway, desert passage. You may be traveling alone through this narrow pathway, but I like this. King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. That's a really good combination. And I'm like, you just shift. Watch Godfather. Is it Godfather or Godfather 2? I think it's Godfather. Yes, it's Godfather, the original one, where Michael is kind of like he's a veteran, a very highly decorated veteran, and he's just kind of a normal guy. And I don't want to give away the plot if you haven't seen The Godfather. If you haven't seen The Godfather, it's a movie from the 70s, so I hope you have. But they try to take out his father. And Michael his whole demeanor over the course of that movie changes. He goes from this like kind of normal guy into like this formidable opponent, into somebody, the quietness that happens with him is really shocking. You watch it. And that's what I'm talking about, because he knows his mission. However you feel about that mission, that's something else entirely. He knows this is what his life is all about. He knows that this is where he is supposed to be. He is in this desert passage, this narrow pathway himself. Courage. 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery. If you do it, I promise something wonderful will happen. When they're standing in front of that hospital, when the guys come to kill his father, after they have already tried to kill his father, he stands in front of that hospital with this dude who's not part of their family or anything. He's like an undertaker or something. He's a florist. I forget, he's a florist or something like that. The two of them stand in the cold in front of the hospital, and it's just like, none shall pass, right? None shall pass. And they drive away. They're like, oh, it's just the aura of what he gives out. So what I am suggesting to you, you're not going to become a mafia don or anything like that. But what I'm suggesting to you is to shift your energy into that place of honoring yourself. None shall pass unless they honor, right? None shall pass. And sometimes to get there has to be this 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery. Sometimes to get there has to be this white hot anger, this fury. about how things have been going, how you've been treated in the past, right? And this is all culminating at the time of the Scorpio full moon, where you reap the benefits of your courage for standing up for yourself. And it is not screaming, crying, throwing things. It's not that. That's Sunny, right? Sunny, the other sun, is a terrible Don because he's too emotional. Everything just flies out of him. Michael harnesses the power. He doesn't jam stuff down and jam stuff down. He's thoughtful. He looks at himself. He sees where he is messed up, right? He sees the things that he needs to fix about himself. And this is the hero's journey. Does he choose to do it or does he not choose? He chooses a road that is one in his world of courage, of bravery, of leadership, right? You guys are here as a spiritual journey to be leaders to other people. That's what you're here to do. I'm with you. I am with you, right? And so you must be in that strength and power and courage and knowing. You must be in that place, that very quiet place where none shall pass. None shall pass unless they're in that same vibration. There's a knowing. There's no fear. There's no fear. There's just like, that's what I want. That's what I'm getting. It's a certitude. And then you can begin to heal what's going on with you. You may need to heal a lot to get to that place. But that is an acknowledgement of your worth and value when you're like, none shall pass. If you're treating me like shit, none shall pass. No, not accepting that anymore. That your money's no good here. Tell your story walking. No. So for you guys, I'm gonna pull one Gaia card here. That transformation, Denise Lynn. Wow. All right. One more card for those watching. Message for those watching. Thinking of you, a loving thought, serendipity. You got that right. Choosing love for yourself and removing the old definition of love where someone was treating you badly or someone was treating you with, that you're not worth it or insignificant or with, they're just being selfish and they're completely dismissing your way of looking at things or your belief systems or whatever it is. The exercise, I forget who told me this. This is a really good exercise. The person who you feel is bigger than you, who you feel is treating you badly, if you have such a person, if this is resonating with you, have them come and stand in front of you and hold out your hand and let their hand touch your hand like this, okay? And breathe in and out a few times. And then once you're ready, when you breathe in, it's like you inflate, you get bigger, and it's like they get smaller, okay? You're taking back your power, taking back your power. And so you inflate yourself to be 4, 5, 6 times how big they are. It will shift your perspective on this. If there is somebody who is making you wait around for them, everything's on their terms, they're being selfish, they're acting like, oh, well, you'll accept whatever I give you. We're taking you for granted and all that stuff. That stops today. Okay? This is a way of healing that. Taking back your power. We're going to go through this Scorpio full moon thing on Saturday. I'm going to do a live reading Saturday night. I think 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't hold me to that. I'm not sure what the schedule is, but I think that's right. I mean, I can say, yeah, 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. But I want to make sure. I want to make sure I have it right before I go telling you that. Thinking of you, I feel like while you're in this space, some of you may never have experienced. Some of you may never have experienced taking back your power, and it's scary. You feel like, oh, who the hell am I to do it? That's the whole point of that exercise, okay? And so when you get to the place or dealing with this person, when they again offer you breadcrumbs, none shall pass. None shall pass. Holy cow. All right, guys. Wow. See you tomorrow.